Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchorman, Something. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from 6 freebies. It looks like Moog just dropped a brand new synthesizer. It looks like the Wave 8M is on the way. But our top story today comes from Make Believe Studios. It looks like they just dropped a brand new freebie for us called Philly DI. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as you see here, Make Believe Studios Philly DI is a free DI box emulation for old school tones. It looks like this. It says, thanks to 2 integrated effects, the emulation can provide a clean boost to add presence to your DI signal and add some old school flavor. The Philly DI has a level compensated drive control. When Make Believe Studios' Rick Carson demoed a bass guitar track on the Philly DI, he noted that the drive can add some saturation to the low end, giving it that 60 sound. So before we do the demo on this, I have to say something that is super dope for me. I actually know Rick Carson. He's a Grammy-nominated engineer. So when I tell y'all sometimes that I've recorded with a Grammy-nominated engineer and I know a Grammy-nominated engineer, it's Rick. It's crazy, huh? Make Believe Studios is in Omaha, and I actually recorded a few songs there, but one notably I played on this channel a bunch of times was something that was called the Omaha Cypher, and it had like 12 or 16 MCs from Omaha on there. So when you take a look here, this was just a list. So we recorded this song actually at Make Believe Studios 11 years ago, and if you don't believe me, here's me.
Yeah, cataract. I sure am hungry. How much for one rib? Yeah, check. I'm a savage animal. Flows crushing your clavicle. Blood in my teeth, eating mammals cause I'm a cannibal.
Yo, I used to go by Cataract too, bam, just in case y'all forgot, you know what I'm saying? So I want to show y'all something cool because this might inspire some people before we get back onto the news. A lot of times you feel down and out, and Omaha is a city where nobody feels like they can get out. But when you look at the name on this cipher list, I just want to show y'all some cool stuff, all the people on here. So I don't know how many of you guys know who ISO is, King ISO, but here's ISO. In case you don't know who he is, he's a huge rapper now.
No subliminal. I got liquor all in my system, got an 8-ball in my shoe, got a quarter-pound in my book bag, and it's all for me, not you. Don't judge.
All right, but I just want to show y'all this to give you guys some motivation. So you see King ISO right here, 1.1 million, 3.7 million. You look over here, he's on a song with The Rock that has 87 million, 5.4 million, 6.7 million, 3.7 million. Pretty dope, pretty dope. And then another name that you see on here is Shook One, right? So let's see here, where's Shook One? Shook One right here. Shook One is on Twitch with 162,000 followers in Australia, fishing every day, living his best life, right? You continue to look at this. You see TKO. TKO over here, killing Spotify. Got songs with over millions of views, got 16,000 monthly listeners. Pretty freaking dope. Another person on here, Minus the Infamous, got songs with King Crooked. He's got songs with Royce the 5'9", all kinds of stuff. So I know all that's not important to you guys. I know you guys didn't come here for that, but I just wanted to mention that because that's pretty motivational. You know, you never know. Your whole crew might just blow up individually if everybody grinds hard. I just thought I should show that. So, and then Rick Carson, obviously his studio is blown up from the little studio on 13th Street to this huge studio now. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually let Rick explain a little bit of this. So I'm going to let him show off the drive control because he's going to do it better than I can. I don't play the guitar or nothing like that. So I just want to give the best impression I can. So I'm going to let Rick give you guys his demo right here.
And I'm going to hit this drive control pretty hard.
But you can hear it did add a little bit of saturation there. Not too much. This thing's not overdoing it. It's just trying to boost your signal a little bit, compress your sound, and add a little bit of drive.
And you can hear that you just get a nice little saturation to your low end that wasn't there before.
So it gives it a nice little crunch, just a little bit. Now let's go to these compressor controls real quick.
Compressor. So I'm going to go ahead and turn up the compressor a little bit and rein in these transients. And I think that sounds really, really great. It keeps the low end intact and it does a good job.
Right, so it's just supposed to do a little bit. It's not supposed to kill your sound, but let's listen to him turning everything up.
use a lot of drive with this compressor, and you'll hear that the compressor will bring up some of that low frequency distortion that we're generating from drive.
All right, so I ended up putting this thing here on just a guitar. Obviously, what I'm gonna do isn't gonna be anything in comparison to what Rick did because I'm using a MIDI guitar. And so basically we'll start with bypass and then we will go ahead and turn it on. So this is what that guitar sounded like by itself. Now on bypass off. So it's just adding a little bit of saturation there, a little bit of distortion, a little bit of drive, and then it's compressing that signal for me. All right, guys, so I'm gonna make sure I leave all of Make Believe Studios stuff linked below too. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got over 5,000 subscribers over there. He's doing a lot of content. Also, if you guys remember that song, Would You, I did with Dave in Bam Vox, that was actually mixed down all the way by an engineer at Make Believe Studios, my guy Greco. So it's a small world, but I wanted to make sure I gave my homies a shout out. Up next, I've got another freebie for you guys today. This one comes from Big Fish Audio. It looks like they just released the second version of Momentum, or Momentum version 2.0. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So if you don't know, Momentum is a sampler where you can drag your samples in, you can chop it up, set up different effects on each chop. You can do a bunch of cool stuff. I never did demo this when it came out in 2020. I should have, or 2021 when it came out. I should have demoed this. I never demoed this. But this new version does look like it's pretty fire. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I didn't download it again this time because I just found out about this after I had everything else ready to go for this video. So it says here, Momentum's core functionality remains intact. In the new version, it's a powerful plugin for slicing, rearranging, and processing loops creatively. Version 2.0 adds some enticing new features, but it's important to note that most of the significant updates, including the redesigned file browser and standalone app, are only available for the Momentum Pro version. Let's focus on what you get for free though. After installing the plugin, you'll need to log into your Big Fish Audio account inside the plugin. An internet connection is required the first time you launch Momentum in your DAW. On the plus side, you can at least create an account directly in the plugin, so that's fire. Once you've logged in, you'll see a home screen showcasing Big Fish Audio's loop libraries. These aren't included for free, but you can buy them individually. The new browser is also locked behind the Pro paywall. You'll need a subscription to unlock that. However, the free version still offers what I think is the most valuable feature, full drag and drop sample support. You can drop any WAV file from your computer's file browser, and Momentum will assign each loop or one shot to its own channel, complete with individual volume, pan, and pitch controls. From there, the loop is automatically sliced and mapped to MIDI notes, so you can tweak the slices manually and, more importantly, apply up to 8 effects per slice, with 18 effects in total, including filters, phasers, stutter, lo-fi chorus, and reverb. You can get super creative with your loops. So it says here, I also like Momentum's intuitive slicer controls. You can simply draw the effect parameters per slice. It's great for adding movement on your drum loops or mangling guitar or vocal samples. So you know what I'm saying? Momentum 2.0 is out. I know this was a highly sought after freebie when it came out. I just missed the ball on doing the review on this, so I will definitely leave this link below with everything else in the description. And up next, it looks like Moog just dropped their first value or budget synthesizer called the Messenger. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you see Moog Messenger, it's going to look like this. Exciting new mono synth with wave folding and next generation ladder filter. Moog slides into your DMs with the Messenger. I like that. I like that. Mono synth with both classic and modern features. This is what this thing's going to look like in all its glory. So it looks fire to me. It just looks fire. A couple of oscillators here. You see here, you've got your mix between the oscillators. It looks like you have a sub oscillator. You got a noise oscillator. You got your filter, your envelopes, your filter and your amplitude envelopes over here. And then it looks like you have just a bunch of different controls down here, which is kind of cool too as well. LFO 1 over here. So this thing looks like it's pretty dope though. It looks like it looks fire to me. It's a Moog, so you know it's gonna be dope. Let's go ahead and shut this window and read about this a little bit. The mono synth Moog Messenger is here with hybrid wave folders, a multi-mode ladder filter with resonance, bass compensation, and loopable envelopes. Moog Messenger, get the message. Moog is back with the new synthesizer, an analog mono synth that builds on the legacy of its past mono glories, like the Mini Moog, the grandmother, and the subsequent 37, but brings things firmly into the 21st century with expanded synthesis elements. With Messenger, we aim to honor Moog's rich heritage, which embraces The future of analog synthesis, said Joe Richardson, that's Moog's music president and Music EVP, chief commercial officer. This instrument is crafted for musicians and producers looking for a portable, powerful monosynth. So the 2.5 octave monosynth features 2 voltage controlled oscillators, each with continuously variable wave shapes. A close look at the wave shape dial reveals that it goes from pulse through square, reverse sawtooth, and triangle, ending in an unusual Batman coil shape. This is a hybrid wavefolder and follows along after the Mavis and the Labyrinth. The oscillator section also features a variable subwave and frequency modulation in sync, a next generation filter. The other big surprise with the Moog Messenger is the voltage controlled filter, which has been re-imaged for this new synth. A multi-mode ladder circuit. It offers 4-pole low pass, 2-pole low pass, band pass, and a high pass responses. Surprisingly, Moog has also included resonance bass compensation, which preserves the bass at high resonance settings. You can now get squelchy without losing your low end. The classic response is also available. So with this thing, I believe that the intro price to this is going to be $899, which is a phenomenal price for a Moog. I don't think I've never seen a Moog under like $1,500 or under like $1,200 or something like that. So I've seen some people be like, oh, $899 is expensive. Not for a Moog, dog. Not for a Moog. That's cheap. That is cheap. So let's check out some of these sounds real quick before we move on. So let's just go ahead and hop right into the sound demonstration that they have here for us. All right, that's a brief demo of some of the sounds and everything on the Moog Messenger. Let me know below if this is something that you guys would be looking into. And up next, guys, I've got another freebie for you today. This one is a free synthesizer, and it is called Primer 2. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this thing. All right, so Primer 2 is a simple synth VST plugin built for learning, designed by Syntorial. It contains the most common controls found in most subtractive and analog synths. As we look here, I just want to give you guys some of the key features real quick. So some of the synth features are, it has 400 factory presets, it's a subtractive synthesis, it has 3 oscillators, saw, pulse, triangle, and sine waveforms, FM knob, noise oscillator, oscillator sync, filter, ADSR amplitude, 80 modulation envelope, LFO with 4 waveforms, 7 destinations, rate, amount, trigger, in mono/poly modes, mono, legato, and poly voice modes, portamento, unison with voice, detune, and spread controls, ring modulation, distortion, chorus, phaser, delay, and reverb effects, mod wheel, pitch wheel, and velocity envelopes. So let's go ahead, hop into FL, check this thing out. So I have it pulled up right here. Primer 2, as you see, pretty basic looking GUI. It looks all right, though. It looks all right. So I put together a little loop. It's not a full beat or nothing like that. It's just a little loop. All of the sounds that aren't drums, so the bass and all the melodic sounds all come from the synthesizer, and it sounds like this. All right, so that's kind of what a lot of the sounds are going to sound like. When you're checking this thing out, though, here's one of the sounds right here. You know, so I like that preset right here. You can come down here. There's a bunch of different presets. So you've got stuff by all these different places, all these different companies or different people or whatever the case is, but you're going to get leads that sound like. Stuff that sounds like that. We'll just go through some of these at random. Yep, that sounds like that. What I like though is some of these different gates that they have over here. So some of these are pretty dope. That's kind of fire, you know? But there's a bunch of just good gates in here too. So it's pretty decent. Got some decent sounds in there, 400 presets, a whole bunch of controls. You can mess with this thing. You can get into this thing and create whatever sound it is that you're looking to create. All right, guys, and the fourth freebie that I have for you guys today, you might have to go over to VST Alarm. Not might, you're gonna have to go over to VST Alarm and grab this one. It's called Illume. When you look at Illume, it's gonna look like this. This is from Moonwave. I have it pulled up in my DAW. Just wanted to show you first. You are gonna get it from VST Alarm. I'll make sure I leave the right place linked where you can get it. But I have it pulled up here in the DAW right here, and I'm just gonna put it on basically what I was just playing. So this thing right here basically just adds top end sheen to your sound. So you could probably even use this on like a bus on your vocal. So like on your EQ bus, if you just want to add a little bit of shine on your vocal. But I just put it on the beat right now just so that you can hear the difference. So again, this is what the beat sounds like by itself. All right, now once we add this Illumi on there, we can get it to sound like. So you can see it's just adding high-end frequency to everything. I would absolutely not recommend to put this on your master bus. I would not do that because it's going to destroy your mix. I simply did just to be able to show you what it's going to sound like. It was just easier this way. So I'll go through it one more time. This time I'll turn off the drums so you can just hear what it's doing to the high melodies. So this is just a pretty decent finisher tool that you can use. You can just use this to finish whatever project that, or finish whatever sound that you have. If it doesn't have enough high-end frequency or high-end information, you can use this to give whatever sound it is a little bit more high-end information. And up next, guys, it looks like we have a new third wave 8M on the way. What is that, you may be wondering? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the story. So as we see here, Groove Synthesis third wave 8M, the premium wavetable synth gets accessible at $19.99. It's significantly cheaper than the full keyboard and desktop versions. I think it's like $4 grand for the full version. But this is what it's going to look like in all its glory. It looks pretty fire. It looks like it has 3 different oscillators right here. It looks like you can edit your envelopes here. I'm not necessarily sure exactly how to use this thing, as I have never used one of these before, but they do look fire, and I do want to get my hands on one of these. So maybe I'll work to try to get my hands on one of these so I can do a demo for y'all on this. But as we see here, Groove Synthesis third wave 8M. We all know Groove Synthesis was working on something new. The California company is even calling it the synth industry's best kept secret on its website. But the cat is now out the bag at Superbooth. It's the third wave 8M, and it's surprisingly more affordable 8-voice version of the big third wave with just a few nips and tucks here and there. Groove Synthesis third wave 8M, not watered down. Groove Synthesis is careful to say that the third wave 8M is not a watered down version. It's the same sound engine as the 2 previous versions with wavetable synthesis, analog style synthesis, FM and sampling in each of its 3 oscillator knobs. It's also got the same analog filters. In fact, it will feature patch compatibility with the full keyboard and desktop versions. So that's fire. The main difference in terms of what it's lost is voices. There are now 8 and 2 parts of a multi-timbrality. I don't even know if I said that right. Where the big boys have 4, the third wave 8M has 2. with bitimbral operation of its 2 independent parts, and of course keys and many of the knobs, with just a single oscillator section to handle all 3 in single envelopes area. To make up for the lack of hands-on control, Groove Synthesis has done us a solid by increasing screen real estate to 7 inches. This is accompanied by 6 encoders and buttons to aid in programming and getting around the operating system to give you the confidence to create the sounds you've always envisioned, in Groove Synthesis words. Looks like the price and availability on this thing is, comes out in July 2025, and the price is going to be $19.99, which may sound expensive to many, but as you see here, the Groove Synthesis third wave, the full version, is 5,399 American doll hairs. And last but not least, I've got 2 freebies from Safari Pedals. It's in their Planet of the Cubs Vintage Amp Effects Pack. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as you see here, you're going to get 2 different reverb effects. You're going to get a spring reverb, and then you're going to get this other reverb here as well. As you see, Twin Panda Effects, which is this one here on the bottom. It's a spring reverb. It's got auto gain. It's got tremolo controls, and then it's got a blend and effect toggle. And then the other one is going to be the Silver Llama. This one has a spring reverb. It has a slap delay. It has auto gain, and then it has blend and bypass. I have this on a guitar, but the guitar loop doesn't necessarily sound the best. So I will just challenge you guys to hop on YouTube and then check these pedals out, because Safari Pedals makes good stuff. I got some free pedals. You might as well go grab them. But that's what I got for you in today's newscast. Hopefully I could help you guys out. Sorry for the long, drawn-out story about Make Believe Studios, but I just think it's dope that when you see people that you may have worked with in the past, or people that you may have seen come across in passing, starting to do their thing, I just want to give, you know what I'm saying, an applause to that. So I wanted to make sure I shouted them out and just gave love to all my homies who were making it, you know, doing it big, doing what they do. So make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell, so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
SumnSumnSumn, hit the keys.